Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. A beautiful Friday morning. Looking forward to the game at the weekend. One of the biggest games for Tottenham for many a year, as I call it, a 9-pointer. Even though it can't be, it's a 6-pointer, but we'll call it a 9-pointer. Massive, massive game. Let me turn that brightness up a bit there because I'm not happy with that. Yeah, the sun is out. There you go. Well, a little bit. It's a bit overcast, but it's trying to poke through. It's nice and bright out there. Already been out this morning and put the bin out, So, yes, chilly-ish, maybe a little bit, I'd call it, but very nice indeed. Not as chilly as Spurs on Tuesday night, whenever it was. Fantastic performance from the lads. That's what we've been looking for. And that is what we are trying to take in to the Forest game on Sunday. So, fingers crossed that they all turn up and put in another performance because I know we desperately need it in the league. That's a dead cert. But thanks for being everyone being in this morning. Smash that like button. We appreciate it. Early doors. Steve says he's in morning cooking. Going to the game Sunday with my son in block 325 South Stand. Maybe we can meet up before the game. Yeah, I think the plan, Steve, is maybe the coach and horses, I think people are saying. And then maybe the bricklayers as well. But the plan is to sort of get to the coach and horses between 11:30 and 12 o'clock time. So and I think there'll be some others there as well anyway. So, yeah, be really nice to meet some of you. Be really nice. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to the day out. There you go. Jimmy says, big up. Good morning, Cookie. In a chat from an overcast northwest. It's trying to poke through, Jim. It's trying. But there you go. And he says, hey, Cookie, got introduced to a man last night at a squash club who is best mates and plays golf with Chris Jones. Do you remember him? Yes, I do, vaguely, Jimmy. Scoring a hat-trick in FA Cup replay at Wrexham in 79. Chris Jones, he was the centre forward, had the long locks, wasn't it? I was only a kid. I don't remember too much about it. I can picture his face now while we're sitting here. But, yeah, I know he used to play up front for Spurs. That was after the, like, Colin Lee and Ian Moore's time, wasn't it, Chris Jones? He was around that area there. But there you go. It's amazing who you meet in everyday life. Lee's in. Morning to Lee. Hope you're well, Lee, this morning. And Colin's in as well. Big up to Colin. I'll check you can park. Oh, cheers, Colin. I'll check you can park at Edmonton Green Shopping Centre, just over a mile from Spurs. 13 notes. Well, I might well do that, Cole. It don't sound too bad, that. It's only jump on the old 279 up the road and you're there. Good idea, that, though, mate. It's not too far away from the ground. Time we come out, everyone sort of give it half hour, 3/4 of an hour. Everyone's gone and can get on my way. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate that. Marianne's in this morning. Morning to you, as ever. She's always in every morning. Good morning to Marianne. Good morning, Cookie, and all in the chat. Hope you're all well. YouTube member, by the way. Super chats are available. Memberships are available. You're more than welcome. Big up to you all. Guy's in this morning. He's probably either running or on the treadmill. Oh, no, he's not because he's got a bad leg. Jeez. It was only 9 hours ago. We were talking about that. I forgot about it. Oh, Guy, sorry, mate. I hope you're well this morning and keep taking them tablets, mate. Get that leg sorted out. I hope you're good, mate. Dom's in. Morning to Dom. Big up Cookies and Sheriff's Posse. Enoch out. Proper football people in. Yeah, absolutely. And as most of you know, we had Billy on last night. Billy T from CFT. If you haven't watched it and you get a chance, only about an hour's worth, I think, you can go over there and have a look and maybe you'll get a few answers from what you wanted to know. There was some serious questioning of Billy last night, to be honest, and to be fair to him, he had an answer. So it is where it is, and hopefully it's onwards and upwards with the protests later on. And listen, again, I don't mind saying, for me, we should have been starting this today. I said that to Billy. He knows personally how I feel about it. It's not personal to him. You know, but he takes it all on board at the end of the day. Lots and lots of ideas floating about in the chat last night. Lots of ideas the day before. And we'll make sure that Billy gets all the ideas and see if some of these groups can all collaborate together to put some pressure on these donuts upstairs. Big up to you, Dom. Mario's in. Morning, Mark. Let's get bang up for this on Sunday. He says the nerves have started to kick in. Yep, only a couple of days, mate. This time on Sunday, I'll be near enough down there, probably. Won't be far away. And he also says morning to the chat, as does Ange. Morning to you both. Thanks for being in. Logan's in this morning. Good morning, Cookie. Big up, fella. Morning to the chat. Here you go. And Mario says there were some tough questions being thrown to Billy last night. He was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. We just need to win on Sunday. Yeah, fair play to Billy. And he's also said he's more than willing to pop on every 2 or 3 weeks and give everyone an update. So, you know, it is what it is at the moment. And like I say, there's other groups out there that are hopefully trying to start up something as far as the protests are concerned. And like was said to Billy last night, the only message now that can be sent is ENIC out. End of story. Morning to Kate. She says, good morning, handsome. Good morning, Kate. Weather cloudy and cold, 7 degrees in Sheffield. It's chilly that, isn't it, Kate? 7. It'll warm up a bit later, though. You'll be all right. Sporting's in. Morning to Sporting. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well. Massive game coming up for you all. Well, Sporting's a Leeds fan, but very nice fella. Good morning, Cookie. Hope you and your family are well. Well, the missus is off, mate, in a minute. She's off up the allotment and got the car back yesterday. So that's all sorted out. Got the brakes sorted out on that. So once I'm done with all you lot, I will I'll mosey on up there and meet her up there. Scott's here in Colliver. Good morning, Scott. Sorry, I said Scott Colliver because there's 2 or 3 Scots. Big up to you, Scott. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for being in. And yes, Sully. Oh, yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. We'll get a few of the old songs going in the pub, mate. Let's get it going. But honestly, I'm really looking for. I'm gutted that the protest is off, and I'm, you know, agree or not, I will not be going to the gathering, as we say. I don't think they need me at the gathering. They need me in the ground when they're playing. Do you know what I mean? Whatever I shout out from 100 yards away ain't going to make no difference. And I'm not into all this bumming them up, mate. Whether people agree about it or not, they're there. They're professionals. They get paid for what they're doing. Get on with it. Do it to the best of your ability. And then I don't think any fans will be will have the ump about it at the end of the day. You know, I get it from the point of view, young kids will get the chance with their parents and that, but they're not really the ENIC out people, to be fair. They're the people that will take their family for a day out, go watch the game. They're not bothered about who's running the club. Got a nice stadium to sit in, food, beer, and they go home afterwards. So it's all about getting the message out there properly, you know, for these protests. Unfortunately, you know, this year so far, like this season now, like I say, we should have banged on with it, and I don't know, maybe sorted it out a little bit earlier. Again, I'm not involved with what Billy and all the other groups do. I would like to be in some way, shape, or form, however small that is. But if we don't do anything, no one else is going to. So, and it might prove that it doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we'll have to work out where everyone goes from there. Big up to Pete. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, fella. Thanks for being in. Lee's in. Big up to Lee. What's he got this morning? Cheese and pickle, ham and mustard, cheese and Marmite. Who knows? I'm sure as I scroll further down, we will find out. Big up to you, Lee. Drewler's in. Big up to Drewler. Morning to you, sweet. Hope you're well. Pete says, need your view, Cookie. Chelsea. How the fuck have they got away with cheating? Smaller clubs get points. They get a slap on the wrist. Disgusted. Pete, you know it'll probably happen with City as well. They're hanging it out and hanging it out and hanging it out. And these so-called big clubs, for me, mate, they get away with absolute murder. They get away with murder, mate. They break the rules, yeah, and they worry about the consequences later on. And what consequence is that fine for them? It's an absolute joke, mate. Absolute joke. It makes you think sometimes is it's fixed, Pete. But look, at the end of the day, mate, everything's about money. You know that, Pete. You know, it's all about money at the end of the day in the Premier League. And to be honest, Pete, I see it come up on the thing. I don't look too much into it because they're not my club, mate, at the end of the day. But it is disgusting, mate, for me. It is disgusting. And they've got to come down a lot harsher on these people because, unfortunately, mate, they know they can cheat and probably get away with it. You know, a 10 million fine or whatever it is, it's fuck all to them, Pete, isn't it? It's nothing, you know? So, yeah, that's where I am with it, Pete. It's it is what it is. It's like life, mate, isn't it? General life at the moment. Look at how people are struggling out up and down the country. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that ain't got a pot to piss in. I'm retired, mate, and it's tough. It's tough. You know, but it's just have to get on with it, don't we? What can we do? What can we do apart from it's the same thing, isn't it? You get the people out that are running the country and hopefully get someone in that could do better. I think they're all much of a muchness, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's the same thing as what we're trying to do at Tottenham. Get the regime out. Ghosted's in. Big up to you, Ghosted. I hope you're well, mate. Oh, hang on a minute. This is different. Lee has such a long break that he's got time to go and warm his sausage rolls up in the microwave at work. Unless he's bought them from the van. Can't see that. Lee would have took them in with him this morning. What you need with that, Lee, is a bit of brown sauce, bit of HP, squirt on it and get it. Oh, lovely, Lee. Love brown sauce. 365's in. He just says hell to Enoch. Spot on, 365. Why not indeed? Hope you're well, mate. Jane's in. Morning, Jane. Hope you're well this morning. I hope you are well. And Pete's saying morning to the sheriff. No doubt he's filling in potholes somewhere, holding a sign, pretending he's a lollipop man. But he gets paid for it at the end of the day. So fill your boots, sheriff. Have it, mate. I'm sure he is well, Pete. I'm sure he's well. I haven't heard from him this morning. I don't normally because he's on his way to work at 5:30 time. So he shouts me when he's on his way home or whatever. Lee says, a lot of people moaning that Igor walked straight down the tunnel after the game. I thought it showed he means business and left the players to take the glory. What's your take? I think he's there to do a job, Lee. Yeah, he's not getting too attached to people. He's not getting too attached to fans, not getting too attached to players, going in, trying to do his job to get these players playing again for these last few games. So he's achieved it to a point at Liverpool. He achieved it at home the other night. Let's see if they can carry on achieving it. It's a big 7 or 8 games for some of these players. And even if they piss off at the end of the season, a load of them, and they don't want to be here, at least you can say, well, they gave it, you know, they did their best. We'll moan that they didn't do their best earlier, but stay up or go down, you know, well, stay up more than anything else. That, you know, a lot of them will still leave, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. See what happens. Let's see what Enoch do in the summer. Don't hold your breath, by the way. But let's see what they do, depending on obviously if we go up, go down, whatever. Have a look. Anthony's in this morning. Morning to you, Anthony. Big up Cookie. Massive game on Sunday. Hopefully we can get a win and look up the table instead of down. Let's hope so, mate. That's what we're all gunning for at the end of the day. Come on, peeps, hit that like button for us if you don't mind. And a couple of... We're only 6 from 1,050, by the way. So we're toddling along. A couple here, subs, a couple there. We'll keep going at it. Let me find where I am. Pete says, don't you mean look down the table, Dr. Tottenham? There you go, going. There you go, bumming them up. It's true though, isn't it? Why? Listen, again, I get it. You know, parents with kids taking their kids, they'll see some of their heroes getting off the bus and so on. But I think, you know, it's people's choice if they want to do that. I'm just saying it's not for me, and I'll do my cheering in the ground. But that's probably me just being an old codger at the end of the day. I know there's a lot of people going to it because a lot of the groups have got together because they think it's the best thing for the players and for them, and you know, not a good time to be protesting. I think that's a load of bollocks, to be quite honest with you. Why can't two things happen at the same time? I get what Billy was saying, because there's probably going to a lot of people going to the gathering, then you might end up with a turnout of whatever. But if we'd have, you know, a month ago or so, yeah, got it out there that it was going to be happening, I think it would have gone ahead, and I think you'd have had people turning up. But listen, everyone else is in charge. I'm not. That's just my opinion. And whatever everyone decides, I will do my best to be at any protest that goes on from now about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, because to be quite honest with you, I fucking had enough of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick to the back teeth of the tossers. Absolutely sick to the back teeth. And that don't stop me supporting my club at the end of the day. Just because I've got a grievance against the people that run the club. And I don't think anyone should be able to account for that. If you've got a season ticket, you're going to watch to support. Yeah, all right, you've had to pay for the season ticket and you're putting money in Enoch's pocket. Right? But it shouldn't be looked at that way. It's some people's release. They go to work all week, you know, struggle to get by, and whatever spare money they've got, they're chucking it at tickets for Tottenham. And why not? It's their football club at the end of the day. Why shouldn't they be able to go and watch their football club without, you know, worrying about what people are going to say? You can't say that you want Enoch out and then you'll go and support the team. Of course you fucking can. Why can't you? Honestly, some people, it's just plotted up, mate. Mark's in. Morning to Mark. Hope you're well, fella. Hope you're well. Part of the Mark Army, YouTube member. Stig's in this morning. Morning, Cookie. These players need to look at Tudor's behaviour and copy it, do the job properly, and all is fine. Well, he don't seem like he's messing about, mate, does he? At the end of the day. Perhaps whatever he's doing, he's drumming in. Because there's bad and there's bad, isn't there? There's bad and you've tried, but you were still bad. And there's putting everything into it, like I think they did the other night. And if the fans see that, I think they'll be happy. You know, don't think anyone minds losing as such, if you put the effort in. You know, and when we've seen the dross that we've seen, and then we saw the Liverpool performance, however people want to look at it, I thought it was a decent performance overall. And we started creating chances again, which, you know, like a lot of chances in games. We've still got players to come back, which is a massive bonus for us. Udogi, Bergvall, Paulini will be back. Hopefully, Gallagher will be back. Hopefully, I know he came on the other night for a few minutes. As you can see, Harry wants to make a comeback over there, Harry Hotspur. But he's finished, mate. He's retired. Had a word with him last night. He said, Mark, I can't do it no more, mate. So there you go. We'll see. But yeah, we've got a few coming back over the course of the international break. So hopefully we'll have a bit more to choose from. But again, Sunday's massive. I don't know how it will affect some of these players if they go into the bottom three. And then we're sitting there for 3 weeks nearly on it before we play again. Oh, Steve, it'll be some of the oldies as well, mate. It'll be some of the oldies from the 80s. Be great, mate. I'm so looking forward to it, Steve. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracking day, mate. A cracking day. And all we need is the result. And we'll cheer them on, mate. You know, we'll cheer them on until we can't shout no more. You know, because we want the points at the end of the day. It's what it's all about. Hopefully the atmosphere will be buzzing in there. The players will be up for it. And, we'll see a cracking game. Cracking game of football. I remember going to Forest away once. Dirty bastards, mate. I'm sorry. I've got to say this. Don't know. Can't remember what year it was. Let me think. I'm sure it would have been in the 80s, you know. It might have been a bit early. No, it would have been in the 80s. And anyway, Nottingham Forest away. And they used to, I don't know whether they do now, they used to sit you in the lower stand. And the dirty bastards spitting all over you from the top up above. Just gobbing on people. Oh, mate, it's filth. Absolute filth. Sitting there with bloody thing over your head. You know what I mean? And you walk out, there's gob all over your top. Filthy fuckers. Sorry. No need for that. But that was the 80s for you, mate. That was the 80s for you. Magic's in. Morning to Magic. Hope you are well, sir. I think everyone's fine this morning, you know, Magic. I think we're all looking forward to the weekend. There'll be a few nerves. I've no doubt. There'll be a few nerves. But, you know, let's hope the players are on board with it and they come out and have a go. Pete says, during COVID, I came ever so close to walking away from Arsenal after they refused to take a pay cut. Think all clubs did, to be honest. Oh, yeah, the missus is in. You off, love?
Yeah, see you soon.
All right, darling. I'll be up soon. All right. You take care. Be careful. There's the missus. She's off up the allotment. Thanks to you lot as well. About 20 of you have subscribed to old Nanny and Grandad Audit. She's over the moon with that. But keep an eye out because she hasn't. She's putting shorts on there as well. So there's updated shorts, little videos about what's going on. So if any of you haven't seen it, get over to Nanny and Grandad. You'll see Lisa's first video on a short. Big up to Lisa. She don't want to do it. She won't walk around with a camera in her hands. She said, I'm not putting a camera on me. She said, I don't mind talking. So she put a little short on. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Fair play to her. Big up, Pete. Sporting says, I would sooner be honest and gain respect rather than cheat and have a reputation tarnished personally. There you go. Talking about Chelsea. He said, tell me about it, mate. We have to soldier on what come, mate. And that's it, mate, isn't it? That's it. Just, you know, all that stuff's out of our control, isn't it, Pete? You know, there's... Can't think of the right word to use. Obviously, cheating. I was thinking more of the who dishes out the fine, the Premier League or whoever it is that's that's this defines out to them. I think it's weak. I just think it's weak. You know, if you're going to cheat, make sure you punish them enough so they ain't going to cheat again. Jimmy says the Premier League haven't got the money. Excuse me. The Premier League haven't got the money to challenge an all-state country. That's the big difference. Nothing will happen to City other than a fine. And we said that earlier, Jim, didn't we? It'll be the same thing again with a suspended whatever and a whatever, and they'll just crack on, mate. They'll just crack on. Vinders is in. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Morning, Cookie. You're drawn against Paul, one against Atletico with a few players back now. It's only right to cancel the protest as the players don't need distractions but support. Good luck for Sunday. Don't agree, Vindaloo, whatsoever. They wouldn't even know we're doing it, mate. It ain't about the players. They'll be in the ground. It's not about the players, mate. It's about the regime. Whatever players are here and whatever you think about them as a Spurs fan or as an opposing team fan, they're here now and they have to do that job, right? That's what they get paid for. Like when you go to work every day and when I used to go to work and everyone else goes to work every day, you do your job, you do it to the best of your ability. The protest ain't about the players. They wouldn't know nothing about it, Vinders. They're in the ground. It's not about them. It's about Enoch. That's what it's about. So they'll have their feel-good factor by having their gathering, doing whatever they're doing. No one's going to be shouting Enoch out down there. That's all about to support the players, apparently. So whoever wants to go and do that can do that. Right? But the protests about who's running the football club, as you well know at yours, Vindaloo, because you've had it in the past, yeah? How long do fans not turn out to get these wankers out of our club? Or at the very least, give them an elbow and say, oi, pull your finger out. Because they've been ripping people off for 25 years, Vindaloo. Don't get me started, man. I know you're thingy, because I'll rant until the end of the show about these pricks. Big up to you, Vinders, anyway. Morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. And big up to Anthony. Come on, you gun, as he says. Yeah, have a great weekend and see you for next week in a bit. You have a great weekend, Vinders, and look after yourself, mate. Magic Tree's in. He says, Cookie, it's all about cheating. A player who dives gets the penalty when another player with morals doesn't go down, even though he was fouled, and gets nothing. Well, again, listen, Magic, we're not on the pitch. There's loads of cheating going on, isn't there? There's loads of different bits and pieces that's going on. We're not in control of what goes on pitch, mate. I think there are cases where certain people do get away with murder. Yeah, I'm not blaming referees as such for that, but there are players out there that seem to get away with murder, especially when they're playing on their own ground. So listen, they are cheats, mate. I'll say it now. You're cheats, City. You're cheats. If you get found guilty, you're cheats, right? And the penalty should be, to fuck you up for however long, because you've won by cheating. Sorry, that's just me. That's just me. Again, whether people agree or not, I'm fine with it. I'll have my own opinion on it. And I'm sure there's people out there that'll go, yeah, fair play, Cookie, and what you talking about, Cookie? So, listen, it's only my opinion. See you, Vinders. Hope you're well, mate. Oh, my word. Colin. With Branston pickle. I suppose I like it with brown sauce, to be fair. Well, I don't know, though, Cole. I do like Branston pickle, but I don't know about with egg. Perhaps it's just me, but it sounds a bit... Try it, though. I'll have a little go next time I have a bit of egg on toast, Cole. I'll slip a bit of egg off and try a bit of Branston on it. Yeah, look. Pete says, eggs on toast with pickle? Get out, Colin. At least he sent you a kiss with it, Cole. Big up, Pete. Joey's in. Let's get Joe. You don't listen, mate. You get here when you get here, don't you? There you go. Work people being tossers as usual. Thanks for coming on last night, Joe. Some great points you put across to Billy, and your generosity has no end, by the way, mate. And I think that took Billy by a bit of surprise there last night, because I didn't know what you was going to say to him. So big up to you, Joe. Big up to you, mate. And we need more people like you, mate, to get involved. And not just because of your donation, mate, just because you're so passionate about it at the end of the day. So big up to you, mate. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure Billy did as well. Where are we? Sporting says, I mean this respectfully. The only problem I see is the players put in a hell of a shift. Will that affect the players? Forest? No, I don't believe so. There's been a lot talked about Sporting, about the fitness of the players, as was told to us a couple of weeks ago. Now, probably he identified that beforehand, and then that story's come out a couple of weeks ago. You don't get fit in 2 minutes, depending, you know, how long that they haven't been fit for as such, or as fit as they can be. This has been an ongoing thing through Spurs, the mentalities in the club, you know, different managers letting people getting away with murder. And they've got to pull their finger out now. So perhaps he has gotten fit over the last, 6 weeks or so. And he's run them into the ground, and perhaps it's paying dividends now. That's all I can think, Sporting. If they're fit as a fiddle, mate, they'll come off Wednesday. They'd have had the ice baths and all that sort of stuff. And to be fair, probably within 24 hours, I would imagine, something like that they'll be recovered. And it'll be massages and light work and all stuff like that, just to rehabilitate the body, ready to go again on Sunday. They won't do a lot of training. They might do a little bit. They'll go out there and do a little bit. He might have them running about for a bit. But that's what it's all about at the moment. Recovery, you know, put your shift in, you know, get off the pitch, get in those ice baths, get recovering, get your massage in, listen to your tactics, listen to what your manager's saying to you, what he wants you to do on Sunday, a little bit of work on the training pitch, and away we go again. And the problem is, Sporting, we haven't seen a shift like that for a while. Yeah. So when you do see it, you're almost surprised. And the first thing you think to yourself is, well, why the bloody hell ain't you been doing that anyway? Whatever the reason is, let's hope Eagles ironed it out. He may not have done. Yeah, but let's hope the players are fitter now. Let's hope they give everything. And you can't ask for any more than that. You know, we can see some of them can play football. You saw some of the moves the other night. You know, the one that Tell should have put away. What a sweeping move that was. Oh, she's back. You all right? Oh, all right. Well, hang on for me. I'll take you up there. Sorry, Mrs. come back. There's no buses. Buses have been cancelled. What a surprise. Under this poxy government. There you go. Yeah, Anthony says, sorry, got waylaid there. Anthony said, smash the likes and subscribe, everyone. Yep. Keep subscribing for us. Keep liking. 11 more likes to 50. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Well, me and Mark really appreciate it. And if you haven't subbed, please get in and sub. I think we were 6 short of 1,050 before we started. So be nice to get there this morning. Absolutely 365. Yeah. What can you add to that? What can you add to it? I'll go back to the point. If they'd have invested properly in the first place, even listen, let's go back to Poch. Let's not go back to the year 2000. It's way gone. We all know, it's just idiots, right? Let's come up to the Poch days, right? Basically, you get to a Champions League final, yeah. You've done well in the league for 2 or 3 years, yeah, and probably should have won one of them. And all it needed was that bit of investment, rather than being the tight bastards that they are, right? And again, I know Poch was offered players and he didn't want them, but they should have been going to get who he wanted at that time for probably the sake of what, somewhere 50, 60, 70 million quid back then. A couple of players to give the bloke an hand. And again, we know he made mistakes further on down the line. Right? But if Enoch had spent that money then we'd have gone on the following season, yeah, and hopefully carried on. And all you do is keep topping up. You shift a couple out, you bring a couple in every window, one out, one in. If someone wants to leave, yeah, okay, mate, buy one out, one in. That way you're buying better footballers, they're retaining prices, right? And then when you do go to sell them, you're still going to get a decent whack for them, rather than this model of, spend relatively big now and let's hope that they turn out to be wonderful and we can sell them for 90 million. But if they'd have spent the money in the first place, yeah, and we're not talking, £500 million quid. If they'd have spent 60 or 70 million quid then, like I say, in a January, someone wants to leave or you need one, you've got a few injuries. And in the summer, have a look at your squad again. Who wants to go? Who don't want a new contract? Right, he's still worth 35 mil. Let's have him out the door then and we'll get someone else in. They're absolute plums, honestly, a lot of them. And this is the situation where it leaves you now. Kate says Enoch will do nothing. Set of wankers with Lang. There you go. She loves Lang, Kate. Absolutely loves him. Yeah, there you go. There's a great reason to smash the likes, Vindaloo. 6 to 50. Smash the likes if you want Arsenal to bottle it. Come on, people, he says. Big up, Vinders. Big up to you, mate. It was a close run thing, mate, at the end of the day. You had the Scholar days. I was a bit younger then, but you had the Scholar days. Sugar was in. Sugar was in, and things were not very good for a while, Ange, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say Sugar destroyed it because he bought some quality players into the club. But look, it is what it is, but I don't know what to say. It's been so long since we've bought anything like a Jurgen Klinsmann that, what do you do? Hang on, the missus is in again. Jeez. She's gone. She's back. She's made tea. Thanks, sweetheart. So, there's a cup of tea there she's bought me. Lovely. No one's been in touch. Go, there you go. They might end up sponsoring Spurs next year if we go down, mate. Joey says, if only I could have balloons and streamers, flares and cheerleaders when I walk into the office every morning. There you go, mate. It's listen, I don't like labeling people and all that, but like I said, there'll be parents there that take their kids, and I understand that, for youngsters to get up close to some of these players are heroes for them, and I get that. Yeah, I do get that, but I don't know what to say without getting myself in trouble. I can't. Listen, let the people go and do what they want to do. Yeah. Again, it's opinion. I don't agree with it. Right. It's not for me, like I said. But if parents want to take their kids to get up close to the players, I'll get that to a point. Yeah. But, protests should still be going ahead. I just wish that we'd have all started speaking about it 2 or 3 weeks earlier. And then we could have got the ball rolling with it, and got cracking with it. But it is what it is. And like I say, I think there's other stuff in the works from other people and so on anyway. So we'll see. Drula says, THFC Flags released a really nice statement. Madders loved it. He reposted it. I'll have a look. Drula. No coffee today, Cookie. No, I'm a tea man normally, Anthony, especially in the morning. I'll have a little slurp. Hold on. Yeah, I'm a tea man. I don't mind a cup of coffee. Now and again, I have coffee in the morning, but generally tea. I go through stages of just loving tea, and I can't drink enough of it. And now and again, I go through a stage of loving coffee. But I would say 85% of the time, I'm tea, mate, to be fair. And said, no, Alan Sugar saved Tottenham from financial disaster after Irving Scholar gambled our money on Hummel and Investec, I believe. Sugar came in after Scholar, that's correct, yeah. But people didn't like Sugar. And he made it clear if someone came in with the dough, that he would sell the club. He made it clear about that. The fans didn't like him. And it is what it is at the end of the day. There's so much that's gone on over the years at Spurs. So much that's gone on. And at the end of the day, we just want our football club back. Joey says, no, Sugar didn't back run the club. He actually made the club financially stable. His issue was he was more interested in the infrastructure rather than the quality players. And he had Amstrad, didn't he, Joey, back in the day? That's how he got rich, wasn't it? Amstrad. The old computers and that. Do you think Gray and Sarr can physically compete against Anderson and Sangare, seeing as 3 months ago we were completely overrun in this area? If Paolini is fit, I'd have him back in. I'll probably take Sarr out with the form that Gray showed the other night. Whether you would be confident enough to let Archie Gray play in the 8 with Paolini in the 6 and Simmons in the 10. I don't know. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Or would you carry on with Gray and Sarr? Gallagher's back, I believe, as well. So I don't know. Would you go, for argument's sake? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Would you take the two of them out and put Paolini and Gallagher in for the experience? Try and lock Sangare and Anderson down? Or do you go with a Gray and Sarr again? Or do you mix and match? Do you stick a Paolini in with a Gray or a Gallagher in? We'll see what he does. These players are coming back now. So we'll see. He's been watching them in training. He knows who's putting it in. Hopefully they're all putting it in. So it makes his choice difficult. I'll be surprised if he drops Archie Gray, to be fair, after the weekend. I would be genuinely surprised if he dropped him. But I'll be surprised if Paolini don't come back in, to be fair, just to help that back line out a little bit. Especially if they're breaking, if he's already sitting back. And we know he's not the most pacey in the world, but, he does a very good job of screening that defence. So let's see. Let's see, Sully. It'll be interesting. There's a lots of, I don't know if pros and cons is the right word to it. But listen, it's going to be interesting. They rested 9. They went through extra time last night. I don't know who they brought on and who they didn't. But now they've got to come back from a Thursday night and they've got to get their ready for Sunday at 2 o'clock or 2:15, whatever it is. So we have got that advantage, that 24-hour advantage. But like I say, get in the ice baths, whatever they do nowadays. I'm sure they still do that. Get in the ice bath, get their muscles sorted out and recover. Make sure you recover. Listen to your manager. I'm sure they'll do a bit of tactics. They'll do a bit of, light stuff. He'll keep them topped up and get them ready for Sunday. Get them ready at 100% again and ready to go. Kate says, get bloody Lange out. Christ, he didn't do enough in the transfer window. He needs marching out with the P45 wanker. Mario says, Cookie, did I hear right last night, Billy saying that they are planning a summer protest after the season has finished, regardless of where we end up? I'm sceptical we won't get the numbers in that case. I'm not sure that I don't want to say, yeah, he did say that, because there was a lot being said, Mario. What I will say is that I know he did mention about the Everton game. Whether there's going to be anything before that, I don't know. There's talk about leafleting, doing all different ways, educating fans, because a lot of fans don't know how like we feel, believe it or not. Yeah, so like I said, Joey was making a donation. He's made that clear to Billy. I've said, you tell me what you want on leaflets. I'll get a load of leaflets printed. And I don't mind. We'll get boxes to people so they can hand them out. And when people do stop, let's be knowledgeable enough ourselves that we can explain to people exactly what it's saying on that leaflet and why we're doing it. That's just one way. It's just to educate some of the people. Because like we say, people go to the football, they watch the football, they go home. They're not interested in who's running the club. They're not interested where the money's going. They just want to go and watch football and go home. Whereas we want better. I'm sure they want better for their club as well. But we know what's going on within our club. And we want it aligned. And we want the people that are in charge, the DOF, the CEO, and everyone else, the board, down to the managers and the scouts, that it's aligned, that we've got a plan, yeah? And we're ready to execute it. I thought that's what business was all about. Have a plan, have a strategy, and execute it. And be aligned. It's not fucking hard, is it? Dear oh dear. There you go anyway. Big up to you, Mario. I've missed this. Absolutely did miss that, by the way. Drula, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, sweet. Thank you. And thanks for all your hard work as a mod as well. I know you're in here checking all the time, so thank you. And as all the mods are as well. Big up to you all. Appreciate it. I was down here when I was sorry about that, Drula. Jimmy says Forest had a real tough game last night when it went extra time penalties. We need to take advantage of the situation. Yeah, we do. I'm sure they made substitutes as well when the extra time came in, and some of those will be playing at Spurs on Sunday. I can't wait to get in that coach and horses, all the bricklayers and get the old songs going. It's going to be brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Be like the old days. The old boys takeover. Let's have it. Here, Magic Tree says we got pissed on by Barca fans for the Barca tier. Yeah, it's bangers, mate, isn't it, when they put you in the lower tier? I'd rather be up there. Do you know what I mean? Than sitting on a bottom tier, because they're animals, mate. Honestly, they're all animals, and they'll piss on you and I don't know, like you say, spit on you and all sorts, mate. Also, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but mate, I don't know what to say. Pete's in again. Morning, Pete. Chelsea should be stripped of titles, as should City. City should be dropped to League Two as well, but we know it won't happen. Fuck them. And this is because even, you know, clubs like City can keep all their players, man. They've got so much money, Pete. So they'll, you know, even though a load of them would probably leave because they don't want to go play in League Two, they've still got enough money to get players in and through their academy that'll walk League Two, walk League One, walk the Championship, and then they're back where they are 3 years later. I don't know what the answer is, Pete. They've got to be a lot harder on them. You know, I'm not being funny. You got the Prime Minister sticking people in prison for tweets. Do you know what I mean? Yet Chelsea are spending God knows how much, breaking all the rules that's there possible, just like City. And everyone can say, "Oh, you're just salty cookie." Why would I be salty about Chelsea or City? You broke the fucking rules at the end of the day, so pay the price for it. But you'll get away with it again. You'll get away with it like you always do. There you go. Swindon were refused entry to the Prem. Luton were kicked out of the league due to irregular payments. So 2 smaller clubs there, I would say, Colin. Yeah, by the what we're talking about with the Premier League, with the big clubs, your Chelseas and your Man Cities. But that won't happen. You know it won't happen. There you go. And as Drula says, get over to Nanny and Grandad Audits at the allotment. Yeah, there's a new short on there. Get over there. At least did a short. And yeah, get over there. Give her a sub. She's really enjoying it. There you go. Get the likes and the subs up to the handsome mark. Absolutely, Drula. And just to let you know, we've just got to 50 likes, as you know, and with 6 minutes to spare. Even though I'm not going at 10:30, we'll stay a little bit longer. But yeah, like it. Thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Your top chat. Top chat. Ellie's in. Morning to you, Ellie. Hello, Mark. Good morning to you and all in the chat. Just woke up, but first of all, join the Cookmeister. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ellie. Appreciate it. Wow, Joey's been in. Cool. Joey, thank you very much, mate. You didn't have to do that, fella. I already owe you a pint. Joey says, get breakfast on me Sunday. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate it. And I will, mate. Thank you very much. I'll grab something to eat on the way down and get there as early as I can, mate. Get the old Jag rolling down the road. Give her a bit of a blast and a run out and see how she goes. There we go. Cool. Getting up Sunday, Mario says, to get to the cafe at 9. A set one fry up. Thank you very much. Then in the CNH by 11:30. Go on. Mario knows how to have a good day. In the cafe, in the pub, in the ground, and probably back in the pub again afterwards. That's a day out, isn't it, Marios? Get in there, mate. Big up to you, Mario. Magic Tree says, I was a county cricket... interesting. I was a county cricket umpiring Premier and First Division club games and stopped because of all the cheating. Cheating is in every sport and at every level. There you go. Big up to you, Magic. I've never played cricket a lot, to be honest with you. Only at school, in senior school, where they did cricket through the cricket, rugby through the rugby, and football through the football season. But I was all about football. Didn't really. I was a bit speedy when I was young, so they tried to chuck me on the wing playing rugby until I run into this kid one day that was about 6 stone heavier than me. And that was the end of that for me from Ruggers. That put me out of football for about 6 weeks. Jesus, honestly, you know. And it's all right being a little nippy one. But when one of the bigger ones does grab hold of you, mate, and they hit you hard, you know all about it. So, yeah, I'll stick with the football. I'd rather have the swinging boots trying to kick me down than some nutcase trying to bear hug me from, you know what I mean, and just pick me up and launch me. No thanks. Ellie says, salt beef and pickled bagels go down a treat A Jewish mainstay snack. There you go. Salt beef and pickle. Rodney Marsh was the king of tripping himself up for a pen. Big up to Rod, as he was a player though, when he, Colin. Him, Georgie Best at Fulham. Mario, thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate that. I really do as well. Like I say, it's great stuff from all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Listen, if he carries on like he is, and I'll say he was very good the other night. He was good against Liverpool. He's the one that's almost had his head above the parapet while everything's been going on. Wasn't nothing special in a few earlier games, but when the team performed poorly, you could see that he was one of the ones that was trying. Yeah, I thought against Atletico the other night, he was very, very, very good. Very good. You know, I don't know if you saw Loriente at the end of the game, who is some player, by the way, the Atletico lad with the long blonde locks. He went over to Archie Gray at the end of the game to shake his hand and say, "Well played, lad." You know, I'm sure they had a little chat as well. And it's all confidence for the kid at the end of the day. But what we want from him, even though he's young, and I take this into consideration more regularly. Everyone has a stinker now and again. But more regularly, we want to see it from him more regularly. He's in that position now, in that central midfield. So let's see what he's all about in this running, and let's see if he can get on top of Anderson and Sangare and whoever else is in the midfield for him at the weekend, with whoever's playing with him's help. You know, I don't know what else to say about it. I thought he was brilliant against Atletico, but again, you know, he's young. He's shown what he can do, and now we need to see it for this season more regularly and moving forward in the future more regularly. But if he carries on like that, he's got a bright future. That's all I can say. But tricky feet, lovely technical feet that I saw a few times as well. Didn't stop moving, which I know that is one of Igor's big things. He wants them on the move all the time. He don't want them standing still. And to be fair, that kid was on the go for 95 minutes. He never stopped. And you could see after about 70, 75, he was bollocksed. You know, but he never stopped. I think did they take him off? I can't remember. Did he go off? Subbed. I can't remember anyway. I don't think so. He was great. I really enjoyed his performance, mate, to be fair. And big up to you. There you go. Archie's revving up, and we want to see more of it, Ellie. We want to see more of it. There's a lot of people that were very, very sceptical of the Archie Gray move. And he's been shifted around all around the team. And listen, I'm one of them. I don't mind saying, because of the shifting around the team and because of his inexperience, he's done very well. He's done very well. Playing in positions that he doesn't play in. They're asking a 19-year-old, 20-year-old now to almost be a utility man. And now perhaps Igor, because of injuries or whatever the causes are, he's put him in his position. And in the last 2 or 3 games, especially the last game, he's flourished. And against good midfielders as well. But like we say, it does seem like you get a little bit more time in Europe. You know, they are on you a lot quicker in the Premier League. Let's see how we go on Sunday. Let's see how we go. Kate says she's done her 2 likes. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it. Russell's in. Russell was on Dan's last night with me and Guy. We had a good chat for, I don't know, hour and a half about the protests and stuff like that. If you've got nothing to watch at some stage during the day, pop over to the Dan list. We was on, like I say, for about an hour last night. Interesting opinions from everyone. And Russell was in the chat last night, on stream as well last night as well. So lovely to meet you, Russ. Hope you're well, fella. Hope you're well, mate. Kate says the Wankers didn't invest as usual. ENIC out now. There you go. Magic says, I love the 70s football. Play the game, have a shower, do your interviews, down the pub. They was at it in the changing room, mate. Magic. Don't you worry about that. Smoking fags and at half time. Madness, mate. There you go. There you go. Colin says, when players peaked at United, Fergie sold them. Interesting. Steve just said, Solanke and Spence have made the England squad for the upcoming international break. No injuries, please. We don't want Dom getting a sore throat while he's away. Colin says, if parents take their kids to Spurs, is that a form of child abuse? I have said sorry so many times to my kids. Listen, if you're watching them like they was playing against Arsenal and Fulham, and yeah, that would be child abuse, mate. That would be. But if you're taking them, Colin, and you're getting the effort that we saw the other night against Madrid, it's fair play then, isn't it? It's all about what Tottenham turn up. And we need that, what we've seen Wednesday, to continue. Steve says Forest went to extra time penalties last night to travel back from Denmark, and hopefully that could be an advantage to us on Sunday. Could be. Yep, Forest had 1 day less rest. There you go. LTEL 4397. Hit the sub button, mate. You're welcome in any time. Listen, other fans that come in, yeah, like Sporting that's here all the time, LTEL, yeah. Listen, make sure to subscribe to the channel because, you know, Spurs do stay up. Next season, I'm looking at doing preview shows with fans from other channels. I've got channels from other clubs. So, you know, we're looking to do stuff like that next year and just try and do something a bit different as well. You know, we'll see how it goes, see if people want to do it. He also says he wants Leeds to go down. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Joey says he's a wanker. Don't lump me in with Lange. You're a good lad, Joe. You're a good lad. Oh, look at this. Drula as well, member. Thank you very much, Drula. Member for 1 month. You're very welcome, Cookie. You guys are worth it. We appreciate you, Drula. We really do. Thank you very much. Great stuff. Sunday, Pete says, what a day of football. One of the biggest for North London that I can remember. It certainly is, mate. It certainly is. LTL's in again. The pressure at the bottom so difficult and different from the top of the league. Everton fan, we've been there many times struggling. You have, mate. You have. So you know what it's like when you're down there and you can't buy a win. You know. Listen, we've had a little uplift with that result on Wednesday. You know, let's hope we've put this myth of can't win at home in the Premier League now behind us. We need that win on Sunday. We need to beat Forest on Sunday. It's huge, a huge, huge game. Otherwise, we could end up in that bottom three and never get out of it. Dominic says, let's sink Marinakis, the Greek Pavarotti, and his football ambitions. Sully says, I'll play a 4-2-3-1. Vic Porro, VDV, Romero and Spence, Tell, Paulinia, Gray, Gallagher, Xavi and Richarlison. Paul says both of them are disgrace. I don't know what bit you're talking about there, Paul. Was that something up here? Oh, Chelsea and Man City. I thought you were talking about chairman. Yep, they are, mate. They are. Would you take Richarlison back, LTEL? Would you take Richarlison back at Everton? He loves you there, doesn't he? Don't get me wrong. I think he loves Tottenham, you know, but I think Everton are his love, really, in England. Pete says, get them likes up and sub if you've not already yet. Keep hitting them buttons, people. We really appreciate you. We can't grow without you at the end of the day. Chelsea City never got a points deduction like we did, Everton. And it's true, mate, isn't it? It's true, and I can't understand it. I really don't get it. It just seems like it's one rule for one and one for another. You know, does my Swede in. Honestly, it does my head in. Steve said, Spurs v Forest holds a special memory for me. It's the first Spurs game I went to in the 90s with my dad. Big up to you, Steve. There you go. Enjoy it on Sunday. We'll meet up. We'll have a beer. Yeah, and we'll have a chat. And I'm sure there'll be a few there. Mario's going to be there. I'm sure there'll be a few others. And like I say, I'll get there as early as I can, get the old jag rolling and get and pick the Dana list up and meet my son. And he'll meet us by the pub anyway because he's out on a bender on a Saturday. So we'll meet him and bring Dan on a Sunday. And listen, Dan's on it. There's videoing going on. He's going to be interviewing fans with different opinions. We're going to try and interview some people that ain't got a clue about what's going on with ENIC. Get opinions from them, from all types, all ages of Spurs fans. Going to be asking different questions. Going to get as much as we can get, so that Dan can put it out there, so you can see what other people really think of what's going on as well. Sporting says the worst thing regarding Chelsea is the majority of the fans are okay with them cheating. No class or morals whatsoever. Pete says they have no morals, Sporting, and he also says respect to you, Joey. There you go, mate. Spot on. Marianne. Why are the smaller clubs treated different than the big clubs? Cheating, Chelsea, Man City. It's so unfair. Who knows? Maybe certain people in certain people's pockets. Listen, I don't get it, Kate. You know, a football team's a football team. And if one breaks the rules, that's a recognised lower mid-table club, and one of the big boys break the rules, then it should be the same for everyone. Like Eltel said up there earlier, the Everton fan, they got deductions. There's other teams that have got deductions. It's just bollocks, isn't it? It's one rule. It's one rule for one rule for another, and it has to change. It has to change. There's got to be some form of fairness brought to it. Cool, you're all talking to each other. Here we go. Here we go. Joey says, the reason Chelsea, City, etc. get away with it is money. They could take titles and trophies off them, kick them out of the league, but that diminishes the Premier League brand, impacts the worldwide product. He can say it better than what I can. Spot on, mate. There you go. Rodney's in. Morning, Rodney. Hope you're well, mate. Good luck to you. Lang out, ENIC out. As always, Dominic says, money talks, dirty cash. I want you, dirty cash. I need you, whoa. There you go. Took you back to the 80s there, wasn't it? Maybe. Gareth's in. Morning to Gareth. Nice to see you, mate. He says, Gray could do with a loan to Spain. Let him develop the technical game. Interesting. I don't think they will now, mate. Not unless he goes on a downturn. I don't think. Just on what you saw from the other night, I don't think they'll let him go now. He should have been having a loan when he originally came in, Gareth. But you know they're not going to be humiliated by paying the best part of 40 million for a youngster and then sending him out on loan. But let's hope whatever development work. We said when he came in, you know, it was a difficult season, the first season, and then they brought Paulinho in. And for me, what a great bod to have about, you know, to learn a lot off of. And I'm sure he has, you know, and you've got to have people like that around your club that you can learn from. And we did say that at the beginning of the season, maybe a Gray and a Bergvall and these youngsters, maybe Paulinho could take them under his wing a little bit, you know, being a senior player, and just give them an hand, talk to them, I'm sure the youngsters respect, players like Pauline here at the end of the day. And, he's a senior player. Get information from him. Take it in, soak it like a sponge. When you're not talking to him, watch him. See what he eats. See what he does. See what his regime is. It's just, I just think it's all part of it. It's all part of the learning process. Yep, Forest rested 9 players last night. There you go. Yeah, watched Wolfie last night, Queen Ellie says. He said Forest B team are better than their A team. See how that works out on Sunday. Yep, we do, Kate. We always do a review after show as well. It's got to be done. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we do the shows where the fan call in talking about the game before and what's coming up. But again, Kate, yeah, reviews, all that sort of stuff. We're just looking at things and trying to do it a bit different. Jez is in. I'll see you in Dan's last night, Jezza. Don't you worry. Morning to you, mate. Nice guest appearance with you last night. Yeah, we pop on Dan's every so often, and he jumps on ours when he's got 5 minutes on. We jump on Nigel's, and we've jumped on Anthony's. If we're asked, mate, we'll jump on anywhere. We are us at the end of the day. It doesn't change. The people are not any different when we go, and we'll say it as we see it. But to be honest with you, we don't get asked on a lot of channels, to be fair. But it would be nice to and try and make the time for it at the end of the day. Druda says there's Eltel's, Jose's. I've lost me thing now. YouTube channel. Get over there and subscribe to Jose. Subscribe to all the Spurs channels. Oh, everyone's got different opinions. And we'll catch you later sporting as well. I don't know if we're going to be on tonight. I'll speak to Mark later on and we'll see. But worst ways, the brunch will be on in the morning again. But I'll see what they want to do if any of the lads want to jump on it and do a little show later on this evening, sort of 6 o'clock time. We'll see. Might be a bit later. Might go for an 8 o'clock. We'll see. We'll see who's on and see who's about. And he says, I hope Forest get to the final and lose so we don't have to hand the trophy over to Marinakis. It's probably his mission, that and staying up, Ellie, I would assume. Ghosted says, I like Leeds, good football club. I want Forest to go down because of Wolfie. Big up to you, Ghosted. Kate says, we could have done with buying a prolific striker. Kate, we've got what we've got. And I think it's time for Mr. Richarlison to start really getting his shithousery out now, to be honest with you. And giving it a bit of that and sticking the ball in the back of the net. If you play 2 up front, who do you go with on Sunday? If you went 4-4-2, for argument's sake, play Richie and Solanke? Or do you think that Tudor's starting to get a bit out of Mawani now? I have to think about that one. I almost, and it'll probably be a left field opinion, I almost want Richarlison and Mawani. Which, it's difficult to say that. And in a way, I almost think, and I said it on Dan's last night, in a way, I almost think that you might see all 3 of them feature if it's not going well. As in, like, playing them across the front. Richie on the left, Solanke in the middle, and Mawani on the right. Just let them all interchange. They're all forwards. Just let them do their thing. But I don't know. Listen, you can't pick what Igor's going to do next. You really can't. You just don't know until that team's out. So let's see what he does. Logan says, I do not want our beloved Tottenham to go down. I'll be very happy if we manage to stay up and Leeds or Forest get relegated. He'll be singing, oh, happy days, oh, happy days. There you go. Your singing voice is on this morning, Logan. Queen Ellie says, football is so corrupt and the people who run it are idiots. Ghosted says, and McDonald's Marinakis. All the Forest fans call him Mr. Marinakis. Proper cringe. There you go. There you go. Edel's in. Morning to Edel. Hope you're well, fella. Good morning, Mark. Hope you're well. Come on, you Spurs, from sunny Hamburg in Germany. Lovely. Hope you're well, Edel. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it very much. Kate says, big clubs get away with it. Off the pitch and on the pitch. It's totally wrong. Rosa says, we need Gray. We need Gray. We need Gray when he's playing like that. We all know those in charge have their favourites. VAR, PGMOL proves that. We got royally screwed over last season. Red cards for us that were never seen again. There we go. Pete's up for it. Cookie next season. If you want to have a gooner join you once a month or whatever suits, we could have a North London best event of his. Yep. Absolutely, mate. Why not? It's all good fun, isn't it? I'm up for it, Pete. I don't know if you've got any other Arsenal mates, Pete, that would like to come on. Don't know if Vinders would come on. I know Anthony comes on. Angus comes on. So, you know, you might all have differing opinions about what you want at Arsenal. But in a way, that might be a good thing. You know, 2 or 3 of you, 2 or 3 of the Spurs, and have a go with it and have a bit of bants and chat about it. Let's talk football. I'm up for it, Pete. I'm up for it, mate. I'm sure Mark will be as well. There you go. Spot on. Pete says Leeds are proper old school. Great history as well. Joey says, with the VAR and time it takes decisions to be made, I'm a gambler for my sins. And all I will say is that when there's a VAR decision, what's the Asian betting markets? Millions is gambled in the first 30 seconds. There you go. Keep hitting that sub button, people. Listen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to come out of that because I want to see how close. See if you can get us to 1,050 a day, you people. Let me just click on that. I will tell you now. 4 short of 1,050, and that'll be 50 subs in about 4 or 5 days. And we've already been smashing it over the past few weeks as well. So if 4 more of you haven't subbed, please do get us to 1,050 and keep smashing that like button for us, please. It's really important to us. Being a small channel, we need all the help we can get at the end of the day, and just to get us out there a bit more. Samuel's in. Morning to you, Samuel. He says, hoping Nottingham Forest, West Ham United stay up. Fair play. Johnny's in. Morning to you, Johnny. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for popping in, fella. Appreciate it. There you go. Pete says, Vinders will be a good go. If he wants to come on, mate, I know Vinders. You're more than welcome. The bants will be out of control, mate, with you and Vinders on. Don't worry about that. Anthony will probably come on as well. So there's 3 of you, you know. So there you go. I've just got to find 2 now. I've got Sheriff. I've got to find 1 more then. Get Nigel on or Dan or whoever. There you go. Mario's off back to work. See you Sunday, mate. See you Sunday. I'll get there as early as I can, mate. VAR should be for any error made by the ref. It shouldn't have to be clear and obvious. Do you know what pisses me off, right? All this, that one the other day, the shade of his face, you know, his nose was offside. You know, listen, make a definitive decision. Go back to how it used to be, right? Have your VAR if you want to have your VAR. Go by the feet. It's your feet that make you run. Yeah, draw the lines across the feet. If a forward has got his body in front, yeah, but he's got his feet level with the defender, give him the advantage. He's onside. Why make him offside? Because it's not his arms that are running. It's not his chest. It's not his face. So the line should be across the feet, not the knee, not the shoulder, not the bloody spam. Big up to Connor. Hope you're well, mate. Big up to you and Billy. Keep doing all the good work that you're doing, mate. And listen, Connor, you're more than welcome. I'm not into the facts and the figures so much as you are. But listen, mate, whenever you want to come on, you and Billy and Jay, you're more than welcome to talk about protests, to talk about them upstairs. I wouldn't mind, actually, Connor, if you can find a half hour one day. And maybe we could talk about the implications financially, so some of the chat can know about what it would actually cost Tottenham to be relegated, and if we weren't to come straight back up. You know, I see numbers being bantered about, but just a bit more of the intricacy of it, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know, mate. I don't know. I know bits and pieces, but nothing like you lads know. Go to either correct the game completely or just leave us with the offside and goal line tech. There you go. Use their feet, mate. And you know, listen, if someone's pushing off a forward and he's leaning forward to push off, yeah, and obviously the defender's doing the other thing, he's leaning the other way, so it's a bit like that, yeah. But if those feet are in line at the bottom, yeah, give the attacker the advantage. He's not offside. It's just madness, and it's almost like it's made to suit. You know, oh well, you know, if his feet are offside, we'll line the feet. You know, if it's his shoulder that's offside, we'll line the shoulder. If it's his beak that's offside, we'll make sure that line goes across his beak. What a load of bollocks, honestly. Absolute rubbish, mate. VAR does my head in. It really does. All this taking 3 minutes to make a decision when we've all watched it and can see clearly, you know, what's going on. And they take 3 minutes to make a decision. Absolutely, we can, Rodney. We play like we did Wednesday night. We'll be all right. But caveat that with, let's see what Spurs turn up. Let's see what Spurs turn up. Here we go. Pete says, a couple of years ago, did an ACCA, all foreign crud, over 1.5, 9-match ACCA, 8-1. The last one was 1-0 up and scored the second in the 95th minute. VAR stepped in, 876 quid down the Swanee. Wow. Pete, honestly. Cheating fuckers. Here we go. Rain's in. We'll have some of that, Rain. You're up for it. Let me write that down, Rain, so I don't forget about that, because otherwise the comment will pass. And as you know, Rain, I have got a... Right, I'm going to call it. I don't know. We'll come up with a better name, but for now, we're going to call it North London something. Don't know what yet. Can't go forever. They've got something called that. But whatever. So Rain's in. Pete's in. Cookie's in. Sheriff's in, and then we'll see who else comes along, who's interested. There you go. Sorry about that. Just had to make a note of that, because I will forget, and I'll be racking my brains trying to work it out. There you go. Ghosted says 100%. I used to be a striker, but listen, I just think that's fair, Ghosted. Honestly, I truly believe that's fair. You know, feet. Where are the feet? It's the feet that make you run. And it just winds me up. I just think sometimes it's just a con. It's just an absolute con. And I'm sure there's times where Spurs have got that decision. Do you know what I mean? But for me, that don't make it right. Dave says we must win Sunday. We certainly may. Connor says, very happy to come, mate. I'll drop you a DM. Cheers, mate. No problem at all, Connor. You're more than welcome, mate. Joey said, at least he's honest. Joey says, I'll bet on 2 flies in a room and which one lands on the light bulb first. Big up to you, Joe. My dad used to say to me, because I used to have greyhounds, and he used to say, similar, Joe, he used to say to me, you used to see them, you see them 2 flies on the wall there. He said, which one are you betting on to get to the ceiling first? So it was similar thing, because he knew I liked to punt as well. But yeah, big up, Dad. Memories, man. Julia says, I thought that foul against Xavi that led to the Atletico Madrid goal should have been disallowed, in my opinion. VAR is shite. They officiate who's playing, not by the rules. You can look at it 2 ways, Julia. Listen, a lot of times it would have been given a foul. A lot of times they would have said he's just poked the ball a little bit too far, and the fellas come in and just give him the shoulder. Yeah, and they'll say he was too weak. But again, you're right. You see decisions given like that, and it really knackered the night up for us, didn't it, to be fair? But, Jude, I don't know what to say. I don't want to sit here slagging refs off, because for me, there are certain referees, like the one we've got on Sunday, that I think is an absolute tool. Never gives us anything, really. You know, I've watched him on a lot of occasions, and, you know, I don't want to get on the ref bandwagon. He's just particularly one ref that I don't like. I just don't like the way he officiates a game. It's just personal opinion. You know, it's probably a lovely chap, Michael Oliver. I just don't like how he refs. And that's it. There you go. Dom says, Cookie, it's great to see your channel growing in the Spurs community. Well done, the 2 marks. Yeah, we're trying, mate. We're trying, Dom. We'll keep going. Thank you very much. Gus says, morning, Cookie. It's all corruption. I've seen them manipulate the still image to make decisions look like VAR was correct. There you go, Gus. There you go, mate. Dave says, is VAR going to be involved with the World Cup this year? I hope not. I don't know. Perhaps someone in the chat will have an answer to that. I don't know, mate. Paul says, Mark, you're right. Feet in line, onside. Game is about entertainment, scoring goals, and giving the attacker the advantage. Like it used to be. Give the attacker the advantage. And it's the same for both teams. I'm not just talking about my team. For everyone. Give the attacker the advantage. It's just madness. I just don't get it. It's not like the attacker's cheating. His feet are onside. And if they're not, he's offside. Football's such a simple game. Let's be honest, people. You know, the whole aspect of it. Pass, move, referees make decisions, VAR doing whatever they're doing. Just make it simple. Make it simple, whether it's the football, the refereeing, the VARing. Make it as simplistic as possible. And if you draw that line and you can't see a toe hanging over, he's onside. Joey says, can't wait for the World Club to stick money on some bloke I've never heard of getting that trick. Jamie says he don't bet. I took a sign-up bonus from one of the major gambling sites years ago. Bet on obvious result, made a decent profit, withdrew the monies. The bookies never beat me, and that's the way to be, mate. That's the way to be. And the final comment of the day before I just go through the super chats. You never see a bookie with holes in his shoes. Remember that, and you won't go wrong. And you very rarely see a bookie without plenty of dollar in his satchel, either, even when he's had a bad day, let me say. Right, big up to all of you. Let's just do the super chats before we go, because we've had a few in today, and stickers. Drewler, thank you very much for the super sticker. We really appreciate it. Like I said earlier, means a lot to us. Joey, big up to you, mate. I certainly will get a bit of breakfast and look forward to it. I'll make sure Sheriff gets the other tenner. Don't you worry about that, Joe. Mario, big up to you, mate, for the sticker. We'll see you Sunday. As I hope to see a lot of you Sunday. We're going to be back anyway before then. And also, I think that Nige is planning to do the watch along, because I'll be at the game. Mark's out on Sunday, and I think Nige, I will confirm, but I believe Nige is going to be doing the watch along on his channel on Pure Coys on Sunday. So that's the plan anyway, as long as everything goes okay. Big up to you, Mario. And Drewler has been a member for a month. Again, Drewler, thank you very much. The support is very much appreciated from all of you. Dominic's coming with one more comment. Come on, you Spurs, he says. To dare is to do. I want to say, hang on a sec. Pete's coming. Will Sheriff do a watch along of the Cup Final too? Who knows? Who knows, Pete? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll speak to him. Don't you worry, mate. Ghosted says, big up, good. Look, big up to you, Ghosted. Thanks, everyone, for being in today. Really appreciate it. I want to go back to this comment here. To dare is to do. Exactly. Listen, let's see what we do on Sunday. Let's G ourselves up as well. Let's get ourselves in a positive frame of mind without going over the top. Yeah. Let's get behind the lads. Yeah. Do your thing at the gathering, if that's what you do. I'll be walking around with an Enoch out scarf on and a flag draped round me, no doubt. Like I say, we're going to be there Sunday. We're going to interview as many of you as we can. And Sava will be going live now, Jamie. I think he's on at 11, or he was last night. He was predicted for 11 o'clock. I can't do a redirect. I don't know how to do it. And we didn't know what time we were finishing. So we're going to be finishing now. When I'm done, jump over to Sava, all of you. Yeah. 2 marks raid. Stick it in his chat for us. Big up to you, Pete. You take care of yourself, mate. And I will enjoy the allotment, Kate. I'm going to leave now. Keep your notification bells on for any shows that will be coming up either later on today. But as always, there'll be the breakfast brunch in the morning. James says, nice one. We'll have a look, mate. Have a good day. Weather is beautiful. Kate comes in with Enoch out. And as always, on a final note, I will say to you, you Spurs fans, come on! You Spurs. See you all soon. Take care, everyone, and thanks. Cookie and the Sheriff.